Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We have another Throwback Palette Thursday for you guys, and today I'm going to be using the NAKED3 palette, and this is very similar to the original Naked palette. You get a much larger mirror. The packaging is like a metal packaging. It's got the light to dark color story. It is a cool tones palette, so if you guys are interested in seeing me create this look with this palette, then just keep on watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you like throwback palette videos, if you like beauty videos, and make sure you are subscribed to my channel and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload any upcoming videos. And let's hop right into today's video. Okay guys, I've got you nice and scooted in so that you can see everything I'm doing on my eyes. We're going to do our eyes first today. We did that with the other throwback palette video, so let's just keep that trend going just so you guys can have a couple videos of doing the eyes first and the face makeup last, so that you guys can get a good idea of how to do that if you're doing like a real smoky eye or a real blown out eye. So let's prime our lids with some concealer. I like to use the Tarte Shape Tape to prime my lids because it's not too sticky. It dries down to kind of like a medium powder finish. And it gives me a good base to do my eyeshadow on. And you guys, this is a good one if you like to do a cut crease because it's pretty high coverage. I don't do a lot of cut creases because that's just not my particular style of makeup, but the Shape Tape is a nice one to do a nice cut crease and give you a little bit of lid space. So let's go ahead and go into our palette. We will do kind of a neutral, smoky, cool toned look. The mirror that you get in this palette is better than the mirror that you get in the original Naked palette. It's a full-size mirror. Okay, I never tried to fold it completely in half. Well, you can fold this one completely in half. Alright, so first let's go into kind of a fluffy blending brush and let's do a nice transition color. And I'm just using a fluffy blending brush. This is an eye crease brush from Sonia Kashuk. The shade I'm going to go into first is this shade right here called Limit. And I'm just going to dip in liberally with my brush. I'm going to use the mirror that comes in the palette. And I'm going to just kind of work that into the crease for our transition shade. So now I'm going to take a little bit more concentrated brush. I'm going to go back into that same shade Limit, and I'm just going to build up the intensity of that into the crease. Alright, now let's deepen up the outer edge, and to do that I'm going to go into the shade Nooner right here, and then I'm going to dip also a little bit into Factory. Factory has a tiny bit of reflect, but it's not a shimmer or a metallic, so we're just going to pop that right into the outer edge. Urban Decay's shadows blend fairly easily. They have a really good formula for their mattes. Some of their metallics are kind of chunky and I find it hard to get them on with my finger. So sometimes I'll wet a brush with some setting spray and put on the metallics that way. Now we just went into that shade Factory. It's a little bit darker. We're just going to put that right close to the lash line on the outer edge. And I can really like just be as sloppy as I want to be on the outer portion because I can always clean it up whenever I go to do the rest of my makeup. I'm kind of bringing that halfway across. I'm keeping that darker shade kind of closer to the lash line. And then I'm taking that Nooner shade, which is the lighter one, and kind of going above. Okay, I'm going to go a tiny bit into the crease with that. Some of these shadows are kind of dusty, but they're not bad. They don't dust on the eye. So that's what we're looking like right now. And we've got a pretty neutral thing going. This palette is organized very similar to the original Naked palette. So you've got your lightest shade on this side, and then it kind of gradients down to your darker shade here. They're all very cool toned shades. Even this factory shade that's looking a little like chocolate brown on camera, it is a brown, but it's more of a cool toned brown than a warm toned brown. So if you wanted to kind of get that gradient effect, then you could also just work either frontwards or backwards in this palette. This is a good one. This is called Dark Heart to line with, and then you've got this kind of metallic kind of shade that you can use if you're doing more of like a smoky kind of gray toned, cool toned look. So first I want to take the shade Buzz, and that's this shade right here. It's kind of a pink. It's kind of the same shade as what we put into our crease, but it is a metallic version. Now you guys are going to see what I'm talking about with these particular metallics. They are chunky. So let's go ahead and swatch it. And you guys will see, like, see how it's kind of chunky. So when you're putting that on your eye, it's hard to get it to transfer from your finger because obviously you're not wanting to push off on your eye that heavily. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little flat brush like this, and I'm going to make sure it's nice and clean. And I'm going to spray it with some setting spray. You can use any setting spray. You can use water. I just find setting spray to work a little bit better. We're going to pick that up on this brush, this dampened brush. And we're going to go right into the inner portion of our eye with that. So now I'm going to dip into this metallic shade called Trick. It's looking a little gold, but it's more of a pink. I'm going to go into that with my finger. It is very chunky, but I'm going to use it on a majority of my lid, so I'm able to kind of drag it around to get a little bit more color payoff. Then I'm going to go into the shade right here called Liar, and it is like a kind of like a cool toned brown, but it's like a lighter, and we're going to go right on the outer edge with that, and we're just kind of dragging that into that golden pink shade. Alright, so that's what we have so far. We're gonna kind of clean it up a little bit. So what I want to do is go into a flat brush like this and see if we can define this lighter color on our inner corner. I'm going to spray with some setting spray. I'm going to go right back into that color Buzz. We're just going to build the intensity here. Now the shade I want to go into is Strange, which is the lightest shade in the palette. I'm going to take that on a fluffy brush, like this e.l.f. blending brush. We're going to go and just dip into that, and we're going to put that right on the brow bone. This is a matte shade, and then we're going to blend it down into these crease colors. Now I'm going to dip into the shade Dust. That's right next to that lightest matte shade. This is the lightest shimmer in the palette, and we're going to highlight right on the brow bone with that. I'm going to go into the shade Trick again and Buzz, and we're going to go right on the lid with that. Okay, so that is one eye all complete. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye, and I'm going to do the rest of my makeup, and then I will be back to show you guys what the completed look is. this is the look all completed. I have so much fun doing these videos and using palettes that I haven't used in a really long time. I don't usually gravitate towards this palette because, like I said, the shimmers or the metallics in it are very, very chunky. But, however, this is a super versatile palette. Like, I lined with this darkest shade Dark Horse, and it's like a purpley brown, like cool toned. And then I used these two shades to actually highlight because I did not have a cool tone highlighter up here with me. So I went right on the lower lash line with a little bit of Limit and Nooner. It's not a super intimidating cool tone palette. The colors are really light and easy to work with. The mattes blend out really well. If you guys like these throwback videos where I use palettes that have been in my collection for a little bit, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel and turn on your notifications, ring the little bell so that you are notified when I upload a video. The throwback palettes are every other Thursday, and I'm going to continue to do those until I run out of palettes. I just don't usually reach for these palettes that much because there's so many new launches. I have so many new things to try out. But I like doing this for you guys. Maybe you guys have these palettes in your collection and you haven't thought about them in a while, or maybe you have them and you don't use them that much because you don't really know how to create a look. So I like doing these for you guys, and I'm excited to do the next one. Make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss it. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day or night wherever you guys are, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.